Chapter 1. Selling pumpkin twinkle bars started by accident 1 month ago. School was back in full swing for the new school year. We were raising money for new costumes for our holiday talent show. Every year, people in the town put on a show. It should be on Broadway in New York, or at least off Broadway in a big theater. They always sell out tickets and end up with standing room only in the back. My 3 friends, Nick, Emma, and Max, and I have a talent that we started when we were younger. We all lived on the same block. Our families had dinner together every Wednesday night. We called it Wednesday Winner for Wednesday dinner. We thought we were so funny. Usually we got the job of either setting the table or watching Max and Emma's little brothers to keep them busy while our parents visited and got dinner ready. To entertain the little boys, we made up a routine called the Chinnekins. It's called the Chinnekins because we lie upside down on a couch to pretend that our chins are the tops of our heads. We tie a scarf or bandana over our nose and eyes, put little stickers on our chins for eyes, and wear little doll hats on our chins. Then we sing songs as the 4 Chinnekins and make the little boys laugh. Each week we practiced a new song and even started adding in some jokes from Nick's library joke book. When we were 9, we decided to enter the junior division of the talent show and won Best New Act. Last year, we decided we needed matching scarves for our heads and some props for the routine. We put together a bake sale in our neighborhood, and that's where the pumpkin twinkle bar business began. I was looking for recipes for treats to make for the bake sale when I came across an old tin box of recipe cards that was tucked in the very back of our pantry. My mom said they were family recipes and I could look through them. The recipes were for some of our favorites, like the goofy cake that my older brother Bobby likes on his birthday. There was also the potato salad that my mom makes for 4th of July every year. And there was also one I hadn't heard of before called pumpkin brownie bars. My grandmother's handwriting was neat and straight and small. It is October, so a pumpkin dessert might be a good choice for this time of year. Nick, Emma, Max, and I all talked on Wednesday Winter and agreed to each bring 1 batch of dessert cut into 12 pieces. That way we could sell 48 items for 50 cents each and make $24 during our bake sale. That would give us each $6 to use towards our Chinnekins costumes. I got to work on Saturday making a practice batch of bars. We had everything needed for the recipe except a can of pumpkin, so I added it to my mom's grocery list and she bought one Saturday morning. The pumpkin brownie bars are really easy to make. Mix together the first group of ingredients by hand or with a mixer. Take out 1 cup of the mixed batter and set it aside in a bowl. Add the chocolate, butter, oil, and pumpkin puree to the main batter and mix some more. Spread in a buttered 9x3 pan. In the bowl with the extra cup of batter, add pumpkin puree, oil, and spices and spread it evenly over the top of the brownie layer. Sprinkle chocolate chips over the whole top. Bake at 350 for 35 to 45 minutes and be sure to leave them in the oven long enough so they get cooked all the way through the middle. Great-grandma had made a note that the nutmeg was optional. I wanted them to have a nice pumpkin flavored dessert, so I added it. On Saturday afternoon, when the bars were cool, I cut them into 12 sections and I wrapped each bar in a small piece of plastic to keep them clean. When I got to Emma's house on the corner where we were setting up the bake sale, Nick and Max were already there, moving a table under the big oak tree. Nick had made chocolate chip cookies, Max had made peanut butter cookies, and Emma had made white cupcakes with chocolate frosting and sprinkles. Emma's dad suggested we have some change in a small box in case someone came by with larger bills. He loaned us a roll of quarters that equaled $10, as well as $10 worth of dollar bills. At the end of the sale, we would pay him back his $20 loan first, and then we would count our money. That afternoon started slowly with a few neighbor kids stopping by to see what we were doing and rushing home for 50 cents to buy a dessert. We had a family of 4 stop and buy 6 items so they could share with their grandparents after dinner. My mom and dad came by and bought 4 cookies. Then a big surprise happened. Mrs. Smith from the Ladies' Garden Club drove up to drop off some plants for Emma's mom. She came to the table and bought one of my pumpkin brownie bars. She stood right there, ate it, and listened as we told her our plans for the money. "You know," she said, "I'm meeting with the business owners along Main Street tonight to plan out that pumpkin spooktacular, and I'm going to take them a treat." She bought the remaining 11 pumpkin brownie bars and went on her way. We closed up shop and sorted out our money. First, we counted out the money in our little box. The total amount in the box was $40. We set aside $20 and paid back Emma's dad first. There was $20 profit left after we paid back the loan. We made plans to go to the store and use our $20 to buy costume supplies after school on winter. We had 8 dessert items left, so we each picked out 2 desserts for ourselves and headed home.